Is there a universe outside of Bravo?
Did we miss the training manual to our 30s?
No. Are they for real?
Thank God for our girlfriends. Hi guys, and welcome back to another episode of Structured Chaos with Kelly and Kyra. We hope that you had a great week and that you're ready to laugh about how none of us have it figured out.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Another beautiful week. It was freaking hot this weekend.
My apartment was hot, and I was thinking to myself, like, am I plugging my AC in already? No, couldn't do it.
I turned my AC on once. It was toasty.
Mm-hmm.
But we know living here in San Diego that it's not the start of summer. It's a little trickery.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little fake out.
A little gotcha.
We we still have more May gray to come and then June gloom. So, I mean, yeah. But it was nice.
It was definitely nice. And I will say, like, the best part about San Diego is it cools down at night. I mean,
yes.
At least until August. You know, we've got cool nights, so it's like easy to sleep in.
Right. Yeah. I had like all my doors open last night. Not all my doors, but like my front door wide open.
Text me. I'll give you Kelly's address and you could just walk right in. Help yourself.
Nice and cool with the airflow in here.
If it's hot out, Kelly's doors are wide open.
Oh God, no. But yeah, how was your week?
My week was really good. We did get a fake out, like you said, with the weather this week, which was great. Because I got to go to the beach and, you know, my Florida tan was like just starting to like disappear. And so we're right back in it. Mm-hmm. I mean, did she just go on vacation? Maybe.
She crisped on up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then if you guys live in San Diego and you're lovers of acai bowls, there is this place, Juice Wave in Mission Beach, and they have the best acai bowl, like hands down. It's just so delicious. She goes to the farmer's market. She gets like fresh fruit every single week. And like, it's just beautiful and gorgeous. And she's so nice. And so I go there every time, like I go to the beach. And she is just like, I love like small little independent businesses. And there is always a line. Like I was there on a Thursday afternoon and the wait was 20 minutes. You know, like it's just like, it's always busy. And she's like, thank you so much. Like you always post the best pictures. Like I appreciate it. And like, I just like, she's like, how are you? How have you been? And I was like, beach season's back. So, you know, I'll be here. So, if you guys haven't.
No wonder there's a wait. She's yapping it up.
Literally. And it's just like, I just like, you know, there is something about a hole in the wall place. Like she has like one of those like nets that you like walk in the door. Like there's not more than 3 people standing in there at once. And then she has like, you know, like the line of people like all like, you know, chopping up fruit. It's so delicious.
You know, okay. I have something to say.
Okay.
I posted a video, like it's probably been 2 years at this point, about this very popular but hole in the wall Mexican place in Barrio Logan. No frills, right? Which is the best kind. In my reel, I said, like, that's essentially what I said. Like, who doesn't love like, a hole in the wall Mexican place? It's whatever. And you can see in the video, it's just like basic. It's been there forever, cash only, like whatever.
You know it's good if it's a cash only establishment.
Yes. And it's like they always have a line and it's just one of those. You just know. Someone commented like, that is so rude that you would say hole in the wall when these people work so hard for this business and you're insulting them. I said, I'm insulting them. I just made a whole video to tell people how amazing Their businesses. I'm not insulting them. I literally just said how amazing it is.
And everyone knows like the context behind a hole in the wall. Like when you say the phrase a hole in the wall place, it just means like you're not going to go to like an Arby's or a McDonald's or like a corporate place that's like
I
a chain.
literally said everyone knows hole in the wall Mexican spots are the best. That sentence came out of my mouth in the voiceover. I was like, that's an insult?
Like, I also don't know why I used Arby's as an example. Are there Arby's still? I don't think I've ever been to an Arby's.
I thought you were going to like name like restaurants and then you went with fast food and I was like, okay, I just skimmed over it because I was like, I don't know what she's talking about.
It's not like a Chili's. It's not like a, like a Chick-fil-A. I'm still back at fast food.
We only eat fast food here.
Which is crazy because like I truly like don't even eat fast food, which is funny because last year when I went to Arizona for my friend's 40th birthday, his wife was asking me something like she was like asking me something about like fast food and I was like, I don't honestly like eat fast food. And she was like, what? You don't? And I was like, no. I was like, honestly, I attribute it to like me being single. Like I feel like when I'm like dating someone, like a guy, like he just like wants like quick, like takeout, whatever, like we'll be out like late night food. But like by myself, it's just not something that I like crave ever.
Mm-hmm.
And when I do crave it, it is Chick-fil-A and it's always on a Sunday and it's always closed. Mm-hmm. So then I'm like, oh, here we are back again. Back to no fast food. But like I eat like a burger lounge. Like I don't know if we're considering that fast food, but I love a burger lounge.
Yeah, that's like fast casual, but I don't know if they have a drive-through. I don't think they do. But yeah, so I mean, I always think of like fast food is like drive-through.
Yeah.
But then there's like some like Paneras that have drive-throughs. So, and that I wouldn't really consider fast food, but the one in Claremont has a drive-through. So, I don't know. Anyways, the hole in the wall thing. I was like, that's not an insult. I was like hyping them the fuck up.
Whenever I go like on vacation, I'm looking for the hole in the wall place because that's like the good local food that like smacks. Like,
right. Why I wasn't like, oh, look at this hole in the wall. Fuck this place.
The internet and their negative opinions.
I know.
Yeah. Speaking of, we got this message from this little kid on TikTok. Couple weeks ago. We haven't talked about it, but it's just so funny because Kelly is now in charge of all of our like comments because she just gets a thrill out of it. And so I'll like see something and I'll be like, get him.
The tides have turned. I went from crying about negative comments to like
bring it on.
Yeah. Fuck around and find out.
Like, and it's just so funny because like when someone says something negative, like Kelly just responds like sarcastically. And so this kid was like, who, like, it was like in reference to us, like saying that we're the number one sports podcast, which, what do you want us to say? We are. I mean,
yeah, we were just introducing ourselves. Like,
I don't like, how else are we supposed to talk about the title of what we've earned?
I mean, it could have been an episode where we said like, we're the number one, like financial advice podcast. They just happened to catch us at that clip. So that's what I responded. And they had a little rose emoji. It was like a dead rose. They said, who are you, with a dead rose? And I said, we're the number one sports podcast. You? Like, who are you? Like, nice to meet you. And their profile picture is this little kid, like 5 years old. Mm-hmm. So it's either this kid's dad or mom, or it's this kid. I don't think it's the kid. 5 years old.
I don't know.
And so I said, we're the number one sports podcast. You? And they said, no, the fuck you're not. And I said, okay, thanks. And he said, shut the fuck up or something.
So, like, a lot of love comes our way. And that's really what keeps us going. And we're here to just spread the positivity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Honestly, thanks for the engagement.
Thank you.
I mean, we wouldn't have gotten 5 comments on that video, so...
Thank you. Thank you for doing your part. Um, when we last left off last week, my friend Allie was coming to spend the day with me. And we had the best day. I mean, it was certainly not long enough at all. But I mean, we've been friends for over 25 years, and it's like we haven't missed a beat. I mean, she came back in January when I was home because she lives in Rhode Island. So when I was home in January and threw brunch for everyone, she came. And so I got to see her in January, but we got like uninterrupted time together. And I took my first Pilates reformer class. And it was so funny because I was like, oh my God, I'm like, I am just not looking forward to this. And she was like, I don't think I've ever known you like to be nervous about a workout class. And she was like, you have like such strong legs. And I was like, I do. You're totally right. And like endurance wise, like I can run, like I can do that. But like this is very different. And boy,
I don't
was
think
it.
I realized. I knew it was your first time going to that place, but I didn't know it was your first time ever doing reformer Pilates.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And
That was a rough one to do your first.
yeah, so I loved it. I loved it, loved it, loved it. It was like challenging in a different way. And so naturally I have to become great at it, which is perfect because there's a Legree studio, which is like a specific type of reformer for anyone who doesn't know. I didn't know until someone told me. Opening up in like where the plaza, like where I work. And so right there, I'm going to do it twice a week. And your girl's going to get a lean bate. So that was super fun. And Allie, like, it's just so funny, like, how we're all just like made so differently. Like, she just looks like she's like casually like gliding on the machine, like, so nice. And I'm like, like shaking. And
Yeah.
I'm just like using all of my core.
Yeah, the shake is real.
Oh yeah. But it was like honestly, it was so great. I loved it. So I'm gonna try to do that some more. And then it was perfect because when we got out of the class, the sun was shining. We went to actually something that the San Diego Scout Guide recommends. We went to Pinpoint Cafe after, and which I'd never been to before. So that I mean I've like seen it and known about it, obviously. But so you can check that out in my guide. I've updated some of the pictures. So again, if you don't want to use Kelly's guide, just use Kyra's guide.
Kyra's version.
And it was like perfect. And then we were like kind of near my work. And so I was like, do you want me to do your hair? Like we have like time. And she was like, I mean, I didn't want to ask because like I didn't want to like make you feel like you had to. And she was like, but yes. And she was like, you could just cut it. Like I'll color it, when I get home. And I was like, we're doing the whole thing. Like let's do this. Mom of two, let have a day. Have a
Yeah.
day. So I got to do her hair and that was super fun. And she's like, oh, you always know, like, I love it when you cut my hair. And then we went to Starlight, which just reopened maybe like a month ago at this point now. And that was incredible. I was texting Kelly, like, we have to get back here immediately. Like, it is just so beautiful. The ambiance, indoor, outdoor, both beautiful, two different vibes. The food was incredible. And we just we just had the best day. And I wish I could like have it all the time.
Aww.
It was so, 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 so great. We loved it. And then Kelly and I went to, speaking of haircuts, well, I guess I'll go haircuts first. I got to meet Kelly's mom finally. And I know that this is kind of like going to go into your week as well. Got to meet Kelly's mom. She is so cute. She's so cute. I got to give her a haircut. And I love to give people a new haircut. Like I love like when they're going and they're just like not really happy or like something is kind of missing. And so I took a lot of weight out of her mom's hair and like changed the shape of it. And I'm hoping that she loves it.
Yeah, she
And
does.
she looked so good. And I cut Kelly's hair too, but she's just Kelly. So no, I cut Kelly's hair too, and she needed it as well. It like brings me such joy when I'm like feeling people's ends, and I'm like, oh, gone, gone.
Yeah, I never go get my hair cut. Like I only ever get my hair cut when I'm getting it colored, and but it definitely needed. So
How do we feel about it?
great.
You
Feels
can tell me.
great.
You can be
Looks
honest with
great.
people.
I am. Feels great. Looks great. I mean, it wasn't like a drastic change for me, obviously. Just
Just a little revamp.
yeah. So
Hmm.
mhm.
And then Kelly and I met for dinner on Friday night. Uh, it was so good. We went to this place that's like right near my house. And then I was telling someone at work the next day and she was like, oh, there's one like right where like the Chili's is. And I was like, yep. I'm like, that's the one. You gotta go. They had these loaded fries. It's called Hot Chicks. They had these loaded fries there to die for.
Did
To
I?
die for. Ah,
I could eat them every day.
every day.
Every day.
Happily.
I mean, that's
Happily.
pretty much all I ate was those. I just kept eating them. I
Hmm.
couldn't stop.
I mean, how could you?
So good.
Mm-hmm.
So good. That place is in
And
my guide too.
worth it. Totally worth going. I will say, I feel like it's one of those places that is better if you eat there,
Oh, for sure. For
you
sure.
know?
Yeah.
Um, and then I made Kelly's mom some cookies and I tried out 2 new recipes.
They were
Um,
fantastic. Well, I didn't have the peanut butter one, but I went over there yesterday and she was like, well, I ate all the cookies. And I was like, you ate all of them? And she's like, well, not all of them, but like pretty much they ate a lot of them. So they were very good.
the Rocky Road cookies were,
Ooh, big
yeah.
hit. And I knew when you sent me that, remember, I was like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she's going to like
Mm-hmm.
that. Yeah.
And then really quickly, let's give a little basketball update. So these games this week were so good. Two of them went into overtime. I'm sorry. Did only one? No, two went into overtime. Um, One, Aaron Gordon, yet again, hit a clutch shot at the end of the game. Hit a 3-pointer to win. Like, and no one saw it coming. He is having the playoff career, like playoff stat. Like, I don't know what phrase I'm looking for right now. He's having the playoff stats of a lifetime right now. Like he's doing so well. He's performing really well in the playoffs. They did lose last night miserably though, terribly. And so we have Nuggets OKC. They are tied 2-2. Warriors Wolves. Minnesota leads 2-1. They play tonight. And then Knicks Celtics. Knicks lead 2-1, which is crazy. They played it tonight as well. So let's see. And then Cavs Pacers. That's the game I actually was talking about. I'm so sorry. Cavs Pacers was a horrible game yesterday. I'm sorry, not Nuggets OKC. Pacers Cavs was they were like down by like 41 at one point. Like it was not good. Mhm. So I'm rooting for the Timberwolves only because they took out the Lakers. So if someone's going to take out the Lakers, then I hope you do really well the whole time because then it's like worth the loss. And I'm certainly not going to go for the Ops, which is like another California team. So Warriors, no thank you. So yeah, so that's our little sports update for the week. And how was your week?
It was good. I don't have very many things, which is good because I know we have a lot of news and shows to talk about. But this week I went to dinner with my friend Alex. We went to Shore Club, which, if you are familiar with San Diego,
Thank you.
it,
I actually meant to bring that up because I saw the tag and I was like, Short Club on a Friday? Thursday.
it was a Wednesday.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
We just named every day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
We went on a Wednesday.
And that's how many days Kelly went.
So if you like live here, then you probably know what it is, but it's, like a party place, basically like a beach bar. And they have bar food and stuff, but they are trying to not like rebrand, but kind of like get the word out there that like they have food and their food is actually good. And I like didn't really know that they had, I mean, I knew they had food, but they're known as like a party bar.
They're known
But
for Red Bull slushies, not their nachos.
Right. But so we went like for the San Diego Scout to kind of promote the fact that they have more than just drinks. Because obviously it's a nice place to go. Well, they actually basketball was on because they have the big screens outside.
Oh, great sports bar. Like great
Yeah.
sports bar. Yeah, like once they redid that like patio outside and put all the big screens out there, like a great place to watch sports. It's just like as a 37-year-old, I'm not going to Shore Club on the weekend to watch games.
Right. Well, not on the weekend, but it was nice. We were
Right.
talking about it was actually nice, like for like a happy hour type situation because it wasn't super crowded, and it was just nice to like go after work and have like an early dinner situation and like watch the sunset and like whatever, and the food was good. But yeah, it was funny because we were like looking at all the slushies, and I was like, oh my God, I could not have a Red Bull right now, and then I'm like coming from the person who would order an espresso martini right now, like you know, but I didn't have either of those things. Then that night I only had one drink, and it was, I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was like a prosecco spritz thing, and it was very good. It had rum in it, but it didn't taste like rum at all. But
I thought you were going to say ramen, and I was like, well, that's a twist.
it's a new thing. No, but so I was not by any means drunk, obviously. I would never drink and drive. I literally had one drink, and we had so much food. So I drive home, and I start feeling like unwell. And I'm like so dizzy. I like cannot walk straight. And I'm like, did I get drugged? Like, what is wrong? I have like the worst vertigo. And it was so weird. Like, if you've had vertigo, you will literally walk in a straight line, but you're like this. Like, you feel like you're drunk. And I'm like, what is happening? And I texted Alex and I was like, are you feeling okay? And she didn't respond. And I'm like,
so then you're like,
okay,
she's gone.
She died. So then it's like 8 p.m. and I fell asleep for 2 hours, which is so annoying. So I wake up at 10 p.m. and I'm like still so dizzy. I'm like texting my mom. I'm like, Mom, I think I like got drugged. And I'm like, not really, but I don't feel good. I have vertigo. And like I've had vertigo before, and I know like you're supposed to do these like certain movements and like whatever. And so I'm like doing those. I'm like trying, I like take a shower and then I'm going to try to go back to sleep. But it feels like when you have the spins when you're drunk, when you're trying to like fall asleep. So it's just miserable. Luckily, by the next morning, I was good. Like I've had it before for like a couple days. Some people have it for like months. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. So anyway, that was one night. And then, like Kyra said, on Friday, we went to the hot chicken restaurant, and she was 3 minutes early. And that was 3 minutes early parking in her second spot. She was already parked, and then she moved the spot. So she was early.
Oh yeah. You were right. I saw you pull in. Like we pulled in at the exact same time. Like I was like, there she is.
Yep.
So proud of
Kyra has been, that was our first like meet up situation that we've had since we made the deal about being on time. And so she was not only on time, she was early. And then I'll continue with that in a second. But I am doing a giveaway for that restaurant, and there's going to be 2 winners. So that video will be going up this week on the San Diego Scout. So if you want to win some food, go check that out because it was good.
Guys,
so good.
It was so good. It was so good.
So then on Saturday, we went to get our haircuts. Kyra was on time once again. And then my mom and I went to the Encinitas Meditation Garden, the Self-Realization Meditation Garden. It was a gorgeous day.
Gorgeous day.
So pretty. Like, just stunningly beautiful. I've only been there once before. It was also a gorgeous day when I went the first time, but it was just like so lucky. It was so pretty. So we went and did that. And then I got an at-home car wash, which is like another company that I'm working with, which was amazing because they like so quick, and it was 2 people. They just did it real quick. It was amazing. And And then I just came home and like watched shows and stuff. So that was like my weekend. And then yesterday I went and like took my mom donuts in the morning, and my dad made this brunch, and we had a little Mother's Day celebration. So that was lovely. And yeah. And Kyra was early today for recording. This is the first time she's ever been on before me. So she's a brand new bitch.
And I was telling Kelly, like, I wasn't at home. So, like, I got up and, like, drove. Like, I had to drive.
She
like,
slept just, out.
Yeah. Okay. And, like, I'm dedicated, guys.
She was at sleepaway camp last night.
Yes, she was.
And yesterday when we were at my uncle's house, my mom was telling my dad and my uncle, like, Kyra is just so funny, and she is really entertaining, and she has just such a great personality, and she's so positive, and like she just like loved you, and it was so cute.
Also, really quickly, I just want to update everyone on my supplement journey. It's going seamlessly. I mean, it's going so well. My body feels great. I've been now seeing a lot of videos, so I'm going to try a new thing, not more supplements. Don't worry, everyone. Well, I don't know.
I'm going to try a whole new routine.
Yeah, so I'm just like, let's see what this one's got for me.
We conquered this one, so let's try a new one.
I've seen people, like, you upload your pictures and then you say, you ask it to give you a 10-week like glow up. And so I want to see like what it recommends, because I've been seeing people's videos and I'm just like, damn, like their skin looks really good. Their hair is better, like all of the things, which I guess is technically what these supplements should be doing for me.
Yeah. Like, so what the fuck is your shit doing?
I mean, that's like
glowing you up.
Right. I mean, I do think it's glowing me up, but I want to just see if there's like maybe some other things. I'm just gonna, take a little gander, but I'm feeling great. Feeling great.
Okay. Don't push it.
No, I'm just going to see what it suggests. You know what I mean? Like maybe it's like use this specific type of like moisturizer or sunscreen or something. You know what I mean? Or like maybe try this color palette, which like I know those things in general because I do it for a living. But just,
Right. Yeah.
I'm not smarter than AI.
You should run it by me before you spend any money.
I will. I'll run it.
Like, send me
what it suggests.
Just let me be a second opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
HR is now involved, so. Lot going on this week.
Yes, there was a lot going
on. Quick to get it out of the way, Diddy's trial starts today. So,
I thought it started last week.
Starts officially
Maybe that
today.
was pre-trial. Okay.
Yeah, that was
because I saw sketches of him in court with the gray hair.
Which, by the way, that sketch artist did him motherfucking dirty.
Well, we don't know. Maybe that's what he looks like.
Well, no, because then I saw a picture of him.
Like, I didn't see the picture.
And I saw the picture, and I was just like, damn. But yeah, it starts today. So, I mean, he's definitely staying in jail. I don't know if he'll get life, but that man's going down. That man's going down for sure. Congratulations to new Pope Leo.
Our first U.S. Pope.
Mm-hmm. Which, the White House is already taking credit for. Already. What a great thing it is for America. We are so proud. It's like,
after Trump posted a picture of him as the Pope, I'm like, you killed the Pope.
Literally. Like the last thing that Pope Francis said was how shitty you were, essentially. Like,
and one of the last people he saw was JD. Allegedly.
No, that I think is a fact. I don't think that's alleged. I think it's fact. So yeah, shout out to Pope Leo. I feel like, not that I remember all the, ins and outs of voting for a new pope, but I feel like this was a rather quick decision. I feel like sometimes it's been a little bit more delayed, or like like maybe there's like controversy in the decision making, but it seemed like
Yeah,
Francis was out, Leo was in.
I don't really remember. I mean, I don't know the specifics at all of the process, even though I'm Catholic. But I mean, they knew obviously that he was ill.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, if they were kind of preparing. I don't know.
I mean, I would imagine, but
yeah. So that
it just seemed really quick.
Yeah. Okay, so it came out that Roni is canceled, but then Andy has been saying it is not canceled. So I don't know, because I saw in. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and then I saw again that it is in fact canceled. So it was like announced that it was canceled, then Andy said no, but then I've seen also yes again.
Well, I just saw like last night he was still saying like no, this is not true.
Okay.
So I don't know, like why would he be saying no? Like usually they just don't say anything, and just if it's a rumor, it's a rumor. But
and what's weird too is like the people that reported on it are like that's who
legit
you would go to
sources.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just on pause. Or like they're gonna recast again or whatever, but it's not necessarily like canceled, and he just doesn't want them to use that wording because they are still gonna do something. But whether that's canceled or not, Bravo announced 4 new shows. 4.
Now, let's start by maybe Kelly apologizing from.
No, I will not apologize. I will acknowledge that you heard that this. Okay, well, let's say what the show's. Oops. Sorry, that was my little phone thing. Okay, the new shows: Real Housewives of Rhode Island, Ladies of London.
Not my people, but close enough to my people.
Ladies of London.
Love the return of this.
What? Okay, because I was going to say that was already a show, so it's not a new show, but it's returning.
Yes.
The Valley, Persian Style, which is what we will come back to in a second. And Wife Swap, Real Housewives Edition.
Remind me, the Wife Swap Celebrity Edition, Wendy, right? Is Wendy producing it? Wendy Osefa? Is that her last name? Osefa from Potomac. I believe it's her and another. I want to say it's Cynthia and Wendy who are producing the show. It's 2 housewives that are producing the show.
And it's not Celebrity Edition. It's a Real Housewives Edition. Because there is, the reason I'm making the distinction is because there is a Celebrity Edition of that show, of Wife Swap. And that's a separate thing on like a different network. But this is just Housewives Edition on Bravo.
Can't wait.
So what Kyra was referring to earlier when she wanted me to apologize, which I will not do, is the Valley Persian Style, which is the people from Shahs of Sunset. Reza, Gigi, MJ, and they are coming back. And so when we first started the podcast, like several months ago, Kyra had, talked about, she heard Reza on a podcast saying that like this new show was in the works and blah, blah, blah. And what I had said was this was not confirmed. And it was not confirmed. I didn't say it was never going to happen.
God forbid I be an insider. God forbid I be an insider.
We are not fake news reporters. We take our job seriously. And there were...
Was it fake news?
No, but you didn't say... You said it was confirmed that it was coming. It was not confirmed.
God forbid I have someone on the inside telling me beforehand. So just because Bravo didn't announce it, I mean...
No, it wasn't confirmed. And so that's why I will not apologize. I'm so happy that you have an insider. But around that same time... Kyra was also spreading other false allegations. And I was just sitting here like...
here nor there.
I was like, oh my God, that happened this week? I did not hear that. That's wild. And then I would go look it up and I'm like, that did not happen. And she's like, I read it like a headline on... like
to add a little razzle-dazzle in there,
I didn't click on it. And it was from like, I don't know, like gossipblog.govnet. It's neither here nor there. So, but I am very excited. I will for sure be watching. I'm so excited to hear about this show.
I'm excited for all of the shows.
But I will never apologize for...
Yeah, I apologize for me being right. I know.
For you being wrong. So, also, speaking of being wrong, Emmanuel got engaged.
Speaking of things that shouldn't be happening.
Just seems like... But hopefully we won't have to see them on next season.
With their People magazine spread, it sure seems like they're going to go away quietly. Yeah.
I mean, I'll be so pissed if Will's allowed to be on the next season when he didn't go to the reunion.
Mm-hmm.
I mean...
She's going to be such an annoying bride. Like, that's one person that if she was like, do you want to be in my wedding party? I'd be like, I don't even want to go to your wedding.
I don't even know you.
Let alone be in the party. Like,
who are you?
No.
Like,
I'll be in your wedding if you want someone to stand up and say, does anyone think that these two people should not be getting married? Like, the whole church raises their hand.
And they're like, thank you for your input. Now we will continue with the ceremony.
You guys just don't understand.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess congratulations, but it's not because we actually are happy for you. It's just like it's one of those like, sure, I guess if you're happy, we're happy, but yeah. Happy news.
Mm-hmm.
The Met Gala was on Monday. The theme was dandyism, which is like an ode to Black men fashion. You know, a lot of the looks were good. A lot of the looks were not good. And I really thought people were going to come. And, you know, as someone who was once a very large Kardashian fan, I am totally not anymore. I haven't been. But I do always look forward to seeing them at the Met because it is something that it's their Super Bowl. Like they love, like they prepare. Wow, was I let down. I mean, of all of the things that they could have done, and Kylie too, like I was so bummed. And I do not like him, but I would guess I would give her the best out of all of them, best dressed, even though it was still like, ugh, like same old thing. Like we get it. You have a beautiful body, but like you could have done something so freaking cool. But who did do something cool because she never misses a beat was Miss Riri, and Rihanna looked great and she announced that she's having her third baby. So we got to see her baby bump, and congrats to her and ASAP Rocky.
Yes, that is very exciting. She had announced her last pregnancy when she performed at the Super Bowl. So she's always doing it.
She waits for a moment and we love it.
Yeah, and we love it. Okay, let's get into the shows.
Mm-hmm.
So, because we have a lot. The Valley. So they go on a trip. The trip that Jesse planned. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry, Jesse is entertaining. I think I don't like him as a person, TV. But he is
good
funny. Just his little like one-liners and like just his sarcastic attitude is funny. But he plans this trip. They go on the trip. Jax is in rehab and he has his phone and he's harassing Brittany and everyone else as well. And it's just, why? Leave. And he's like treating her as if they are together.
And what was he in rehab for? 3 days at that point?
Mm-hmm. And he's like, you haven't sent me a care package. You haven't visited. She's like,
aren't you not even supposed to have your phone, my guy? Like,
and we're not even together. Like,
and you treat me like shit, and you're mad because I didn't give you what am I supposed to give you as a care package? Like anthrax? Like, I'll give you a fucking care package.
Yeah, so that was crazy, but not surprising. And then he like just always is the victim. Just always the victim.
Always.
And then Janet, God, I cannot stand Janet. So Zach pulls her aside to talk, and I mean, the whole interaction was irritating
Was
to me.
so weird. Even him being like, "Oh, I have to button up a little more. Like I'm so
I know.
exposed."
And the whole thing was stupid. But then even when she's like saying, you know, okay, we can kind of move past this, she still has to dig and be like, we don't have to be friends. And it's like, you know, that's going to upset him because that's what he's trying to get back to, which I don't know why, because she's insufferable. And
Insufferable. I
I
think
do
it's like
not.
and then the thing that we all need to talk about that we wish we didn't have to talk about. Jesse's underwear. Why?
I don't
First of
know.
all, like,
Because he
do
really
you
cares about what he looks like.
right? Like, do you whatever's comfortable, but like, why do those look like they're 17 sizes too big for you?
He looks like a diaper.
It looked like he was like, "Oh, I like just got thrown in the pool and I gotta put my dad's underwear on." Like,
It was giving like shitty diaper.
it was too much.
It was,
And
yeah.
I just love that like Jason went to go check on him and he's like, "Get out."
I know. I mean, I think he was mostly talking to the camera. Like, he didn't want the cameras there.
No, he said it to Jason.
He said it to Jason, but if Jason hadn't come, the cameras wouldn't have come.
Mm.
You know, the cameras were following Jason. So, yes, I know he said it to Jason, but then he looked at the camera and was like, I'm done. And so, but I thought it was, obviously he was very emotional. They were talking about, you know, their divorce and the child and stuff, and it was sad to see both of them kind of feel like vulnerable in the moment. And it was also nice to see like him like not stand up for Michelle, but tell like, Zach, don't roll your eyes at Michelle like you just did at me. Like kind of have her back a little bit. It's sad. I mean, no matter how toxic relationships are, there is care there because otherwise,
there's
if you don't care about someone, you don't fight. You just, okay, whatever.
It's
you
just,
know,
yeah.
there's nothing to fight about. So it is sad. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. But okay, have you ever seen Honey Boo Boo, the show?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know her dad, Sugar Bear? Luke looks
He's giving Sugar Bear.
exactly like Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear.
Like Luke is Sugar Bear's son. And I will be putting a side by side. I don't know what Sugar Bear looks like right now, so I have not seen that show in, I don't even know if it's still on. But I don't know, but like back when Honey Boo Boo was little, Luke is Honey
giving
Boo Boo's Sugar Bear, yeah. So anyways, Summer House.
So Summer House, back to Lexi and Jesse again. It's all odd. We've never been in favor of it. That's nothing new. But like, I'm sorry, like I feel this way. I have told friends this before, like, obviously like be close with your family and like let them know like what's going on in life and everything. But like when your family is so involved in your relationship and like in it, that's not healthy. It's not normal. It's not healthy. It doesn't matter if it's the best relationship in the world. Like it's just still like, it's still not good. Nothing good is going to come of it.
Decisions.
Yeah. And it's just like, again, I am all for being close with your family, but there is a line. Like my mom and my dad are not going to be out partying with me until 2, 3 in the morning on a regular basis.
No.
Like, that's just not a thing. Like,
no. And they're not going to be like involved in my conversations with my man about whether we're breaking up or not.
At all.
Because it's not up to them.
And we all know, because again, this happens all the time. Like the more you tell people negative things and then you still decide to stay with the person, those people don't forget the negative things. You forget the negative things because that's why you're still with the person and you're just trying to focus on the positive. Someone else didn't forget. So like, again, no, thank you. I don't need you meddling in my shit. No.
Now I hate your man. So don't bring him around me.
Mm-hmm.
And so they show up like everything's fine and normal, and Paige and Lindsay are like, okay.
This is weird.
Yeah. So of course that was weird. They had a separate dinner. Again this week. We saw one a couple weeks ago, and I said it then, and I'll say it again. I like that when they do
Yep.
that because they have good. I don't. It's
Good
not as good
conversation.
as or like it's not like when they do like the boys dinners and girls dinners. I like these ones where it's just like random separation. Yeah. And like the couples are separated and whatever, because I feel like people really open up and talk.
Mm-hmm.
And so West had shared about how like his friend passed away and the previous year, and when that happened, and like Sierra supported him emotionally, and that was a tough moment and things like that. But yeah, that was sweet. And then when they got home from dinner, like Paige was home first.
Runs.
She ran so fast up to the bed, and I was just like, that is, I just love
We get
her.
it.
Yeah. I just love Paige and Sierra. So,
of course, yes.
Yeah.
And dare I say, and I will probably eat my words at some point, I am enjoying Lindsay this season. Sober, pregnant Lindsay, I'm not minding. That doesn't mean that I like her overall or that I've excused all of the crazy behavior that she has displayed before, time after time after time. But
I will say I'm neutral on her. I'm not
Yeah.
like disliking her, but I wouldn't say I'm liking her. Like she's not doing
Mhm.
anything for me. She's not entertaining me,
Right.
but I'm not like bothered by her.
Mhm.
But yeah, I do like that Sierra called Jesse out and was like, "You're two-faced," and like, "Ew, bye." So, and then next week we see that Lexi is like saying she doesn't trust Sierra, and it's like, "Girl, bye."
Okay. And it seems like, and then I saw that Sierra said like for Lexi not to talk about her, which Lexi is respecting. So I appreciate that. And yeah, like keep my name out of your mouth in interviews and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like
Like we're not friends, and like if you come back, and I'll deal with it. But like I don't care if you come back or not, because it doesn't matter.
Because I don't care.
Yeah.
Um.
So for Love Hotel, I did not watch the second episode because
Oh,
I was catching up on Vanderpump. So
I'd
I
rather,
watched
yeah.
Vanderpump. Yeah. So, yeah, you can take it away because I did not watch it.
Okay, well, it's getting good. Shannon, like she really is fun. Like she is a good girl's girlfriend. Like she really, really is. She is so psychotic and like regimented and like high strung. I think like more so when it comes to dating specifically. But when it's like women friendship, she's really fun and like she wanted all the girls to dress alike and like have these beach cover ups. And then I liked like she was like, and then these silly bucket hats because like who doesn't want to have a little bit of fun? And like so I just like I love those moments for her. But she like wanted to go on a date with one guy. This one guy like picked someone else, and so then she got in her feelings and she like went back to Earl and she was like, well, I want Earl then. And it's like she like and now they're bringing in a new set of guys. So they let some guys go and they're bringing in some new ones. And I'm liking what's happening. There's like a little bit of a shakeup. I just like watching these women interact with these men, and I love it because the men do not know who they are. So like, for example, like Ashley was on a date with someone, and Ashley's a Real Housewives of Potomac. And the guy was like, do you date white men? And she started laughing and she's like, I'm so sorry. She's like, and I don't mean this to like sound any type of way. She's like, I am not used to speaking to people who don't know who I am. And she was like, yes, like I like white men. She was like, I was married to a white man. Like I just am getting divorced from a white man. And like, so it's just like interesting because like she wasn't saying it in like, you don't know who I am. But she was like, wow, I forget because I'm typically in the orbit of people who know who I am. Like, oh yeah, like, yes, so I like the show and I like it because, it's not 20 something year olds. It's people that are our age and older. So it is cool to like see their dynamic of dating. So I'm, looking forward to the rest of the episodes for sure.
Yeah. I will catch up and continue watching. I did see the bucket hat outfit. That was cute and funny. So, and then we watched Vanderpump Villa.
That's what we really need to talk about.
Yes. So if you don't know, this was the second season of Vanderpump Villa, and it is obviously like a spin-off-ish of Vanderpump Rules, but it's basically a villa that Lisa Vanderpump owns, and guests come to for like vacation, and so she's runs like the show is about the staff, so the servers, the chef, the
And it takes place in
housekeeping.
another country.
Yes, so they're in Italy, and there's fighting relationships, and they mingle with the guests, and they fight amongst themselves, and it's all kinds of crazy. um yeah, it was wild.
This
And
season
Stassi was on
two,
this season.
yes, season 2 was so much better than season 1.
Hmm.
Stassi and Lisa, I just love seeing their like matured relationship with one another. Like the
Yeah.
respect that they have, and you get to see Lisa in like a lighter side, like when like she was like, "Oh, like think of like a really random request," and then
Yeah.
like just like one, oh, like watch out for that one. Like she's really does have her eye on everything. Like
Oh
she's
yeah.
hip to it. She
Hmm.
knows what's going on. And so like I love seeing like that side of her.
Hmm.
Um Hagen,
Love.
hands down favorite. And it was so funny because I had said like his words don't match his demeanor. Like he's like just like so very like serious almost like in his like mannerisms and everything, but he is saying the funniest things. Like
Yeah.
I love him. I love him. I think he is great. Who I don't love, and if you guys haven't watched it, spoiler alert, Sahadi is a sociopath. Like an actual has to be sociopath.
Is that his name? Why did I think it was? Wait.
Siati. Siati.
Ciotti.
Siati and Sienna. Yeah.
Yeah, Ciotti. Oh God. It just went from bad to worse. And
I
then
want
he
to
he
see
didn't
those
come to the
fights that we didn't see.
reunion. He just talk about a toxic relationship.
I'm sure they'll be
Ciotti
next on
and
they'll be oh what's okay, so the thing is so the thing about him is that you meet him and like all the guests like love him, but like the whole staff hates him because he's just like a totally different person. So then you find out and Lisa asks him like, why are you speaking in an American accent? Like when I met you and when I interviewed you, you had a British accent. And he was like, "Oh, I just like want to like fit in and like talk with my American accent." So already I'm like, "You're fucking weird." Like imagine living with someone and like imagine tomorrow I just like start speaking with an Australian accent and you're just like, and I'm like, "Oh, no, I'm Australian. Sorry, I just wasn't speaking that way."
yeah.
Like you'd be
Yeah.
like, "What?"
Right.
And what's weird though is like at the reunion, because Sienna and him, they're dating, they're on the show. She knew him, she got him on the show. They didn't really have like a very close relationship prior to, but they had a relationship with one another.
Hmm.
Um, when she said at the reunion that she only knew him to speak British, I was like, "Oh, okay, and you didn't think it was weird that now when you're with him, he's not speaking in a British accent?"
Right. She is a weirdo too. So I just anything she says, I'm like, well, you're a freaking weirdo as well. I mean, not to the same like psycho degree, but it's just
Just
like everything
and
she
like
did was weird.
And like when they were arguing, which we didn't see what the arguments were, like she stood her ground. Like she was like, "I don't like the way you're making me feel." And she had very good points. And then it's like the man would look at her and she'd be like, "I love you." It's like,
There was like a scene where they towards the end of this like season or whatever, when they were like not together anymore, but obviously they were working together, so they're still there, and he's like holding the door open for her to walk
I,
out. She gets like hit in with the door,
yes.
and it's like it literally she was acting like she got hit by a car. It's like, oh, the shoulder, and then she has an ice pack, and she's like in bed, and I'm like,
She couldn't work the rest of the
How
night.
heavy was this door? It was for people who don't watch or like don't know what we're talking about. He's holding the door open like you would for someone who's like walking through, and he let it go before like she was fully through, and so it like hit her, and she was holding a plate and she dropped the plate. And it's like, okay, yes, that's very annoying and that's like rude, and you could tell. I personally think he did not mean to, or maybe he did. I don't know.
1,000,000% did not mean to.
Even though we do not like him and he seems crazy, it really didn't seem like he meant to, because he was holding it for a while and he was turned around and he like let it go, and then he was immediately like, "Oh my God, are you okay? I'm so sorry." But like the way that she acted like she just got run over by a car, it was
I thought they were going to have to take her to the hospital to amputate her shoulder with the way she was acting.
And then she was in bed all night and he like was then taking care of her. I'm like, what? The door just like hit you? Like, do you have no muscle tone in your body? Like, it didn't knock you down? It was so confusing. And the plate she was holding had like a couple sliced tomatoes on it. It wasn't like a heavy roast.
It did not fit what was actually happening. What also was weird to me was Aiden and Polly from the challenge. Aiden, who works there, and then Polly from the challenge. It was weird. They were the first guests that came, crop top daddies. And I believe him and Cara Marie are married. If not,
they're not married.
Okay,
but
they're
they've
just
been
like
together
long term relationship. It was already
but
weird
they're
when
like,
they came.
I think they're like open.
It seems like they have to be. I mean,
well, yeah.
There's no other explanation.
Yeah.
But then at the reunion, it got so weird.
So this was a crossover because they were guests from the challenge, Polly and Cara Maria, and he was immediately, they're talking about how hot this guy is, and Polly has said before that he's bisexual, so I mean I wasn't surprised by that, but then him and the guy are like exchanging like love notes kind of. And so, I mean, Cara didn't seem bothered by it. So clearly, like, they're okay with that in their relationship, or I would at least hope so, especially if he's doing that. So then at the reunion, Stassi asks, like, "Oh, Aiden, did you and Polly like hang out?" And he's like, "No, he never got back to me." So then they bring Polly out and they just start making out on the stage. And then he just leaves.
And then he's like, hit me up on my phone that I didn't respond to you the last time.
And they're talking about like Eiffel Towering. I'm like, it was weird.
It was too much.
Okay, then Lexi.
That laugh.
She is so strange. On the last episode, I mean, she flipped out on multiple episodes, but on the last episode when she was like freaking out, and then the other girl, the other server, like comes in her room and she's like, "Get away from me!" And then, you know what? Okay, so at the reunion, she looked like a completely different person to me, and it reminded me of the girl on Southern Charm.
Well, I was gonna say it's never a good indication when in 2025 you're showing up to a reunion in like a sequins dress. It's just we already know, especially with like the netted corset, midsection. We already know it's just not gonna.
That was 2012.
Like you're living in the past, sweetie.
Yeah. So she just has a lot going on. The other guests that were like entertaining and the big storyline were Mom Talk, who are the women of Mormon Wives.
Secret Lives of Mormon Wives,
which is premiering this week, and we will be covering that. So yay! So they came to have a party.
Those bitches are horny and wild.
Yeah,
and so like the whole sentiment around Mormonism is they can't have sex till marriage. They're goody two shoes. They can't have caffeine. They can't have alcohol, but they can drink 75 sodas a day, whatever. Nothing seems to make sense. But one of my clients used to live in Utah, and she's told me like extensive stories about how like weird it is there. And she was like, "Oh, there's swingers clubs everywhere." And she was like, because technically like you only have had sex with who you're married to. So like everyone is swapping partners. So it's just like so interesting to me when they try to be like, no, that's not true. It's like people can visit where you live. You know that, right?
That's
Like,
because many of them are still active in the church, many of the women on the show, so they don't want to say these things. But also so Taylor Frankie Paul, who's like the one that came out as the swinger on TikTok that like kind of catapulted this group more. I mean, they were already like popular on TikTok before that, but I followed her before the swinger stuff. And so when all that came out, I remember I watched her live. Like I was watching her TikTok live when she started talking about it, and I was like, holy shit. Like it was like the biggest drama at the time, and it was so crazy. She's like naming all these people. It was just the craziest thing. So to see it now, it's just like funny that like, yeah.
I mean, and they're still going to deny. And it's like, okay. But like they were ready. Okay.
But one of the other couples that has said they were part of that is on this new season. They weren't on the first season. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously we saw on the show that it's, Marciano and Demi like are talking. It, could be considered inappropriate. I mean, especially she's a married woman, but she was just talking about her husband the whole time. So what we saw on camera, I didn't have a problem with what she was saying necessarily. I don't know. I didn't like the body language that was going along with everything. But apparently it's a different one from the group that like really caused the drama. And that's like, I guess what we'll see on the crossover on the show.
Yeah.
So I guess it didn't have anything to do with him and Demi. It has something to do with a completely different wife.
Jessie.
Or Mormon wife. Yeah.
Who was on this show too.
Mm-hmm.
Who was on Vanderpump Villa also. But it said in an article that I read that he allegedly hooked up with both of them.
Oh.
That's what he's claiming. But I mean, obviously Demi is coming out and saying that's not true, and she's told her husband everything that happened, and like her husband wasn't upset by watching the show. Like he wasn't upset because she told him everything. And she's saying that like Marciano's making it seem like it's something that it's not. But yeah, we'll see it play out more. But yeah, Jessie is also married. She's the other one that he is talking about. So we will see.
But all in all, like it was such a good season. I honestly could go more in depth and talk about everything. We just don't have time for that. Yeah. But if you guys haven't watched Vanderpump Villa, I would definitely suggest it. It was really, really a really good watch. Of course, in the beginning, it's like not good because you're just like getting familiar, but like lots of characters. And then Bridget, she applied to be a chef and isn't a chef.
I know.
And then was confused why she went home.
Yeah, there's the thing that's so good about the show is there's people coming and going and they're getting fired, and then it's, I don't know, it's just entertaining. You have to watch it. Yeah. So that is it for this week. Like we said, the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is starting this week, so we'll start talking about that. Also, I know that we're going to be watching Basketball Wives. We'll probably talk about that a little bit. We might be like switching some things up. So stay tuned. You just never know what you're going to get from us. So we got some things coming your way. But that is it for this week, except for our goals. So, obviously we like to talk about all the drama, but we want to end with learning and growing. So what is one thing you are working on?
I'm just finishing up some home renovations as always. I really need to commit to finding a rug and putting pictures up so that my dining area can be done and complete and cohesive bar living room into dining room area.
I am working on like content strategy for the San Diego Scouts / a new project. So just strategizing and researching, always
Not for our business, everyone. She doesn't care about us, but you know.
Oh, well, we have a meeting later today, which the whole purpose of that is strategizing for our business. So I am also working on that. What is one thing you're looking forward to?
I have a really good week ahead of like good clients, like good hair. I'm gonna get some good content. I'm excited for some of the projects that I have this week.
Yay. I have lots of fun collabs this week that I'm excited for. Well, not just collabs, but just like fun, different, like I'm playing pickleball at a different place this week. And I'm going to a fun event this week. So I just have like a couple of different, like, out of the norm things that are fun. So, what is something that made you feel like an adult?
Being on time.
Mine was printing out our partnership agreement that we will be signing today. Even though my printer ran out of ink, so I need to reprint it. But it felt very
Anyone's
adult.
wondering, we came to a final agreement and I own 75% and Kelly owns 25%. So we did come to that agreement, just
and
sign on the dotted line.
Here is another recorded example of Kyra being a liar. Okay. And what is something you did to contribute to your mental health?
Went to the beach, music off, listened to the waves, listened to the ocean, set my intentions, threw them out to sea. Needed that.
Nice. Mine was going to the meditation garden. I didn't like actually meditate, but just like sitting there, similar, just kind of being quiet, listening to nature. It was so beautiful. And being with my mommy. It was very nice. Next week, we should recap how we did with, or how we're doing with our, I mean, we already know you're on time, you're doing well with that. We can recap how we're doing with our like prescriptions goals that we gave each other, because it'll be mid-month, a little over mid-month, but yeah, we can do that. So yeah, that is all for this week. Make sure you are following us on Instagram and TikTok, YouTube, wherever you listen, Spotify, Apple. Leave us a rating, a review, share with a friend, all those fun things. And we will see you next week. Bye.
Bye.